You've said this is a fabricated case. By whom?
Yes, and I have to be careful because I'm inside of Romania, and I want to make it clear to the world that I don't blame Romania for this. This is not Romania's fault. However, when you reach a certain level of influence, there are people who are extremely interested in trying to get you in trouble for something, regardless of whether the fact you've actually done anything wrong or not. And there are some extremely motivated individuals who are trying to damage my life, not because I'm a bad person, not because I'm guilty of anything, but purely because of my influence. So,
Romanians?
Well, it's a Romanian judicial system now, which I'm putting my faith in. I have faith in the judges to do the right thing. But ultimately, it's Romanian prosecutors and DCOT which decided to do this. But I don't think that, all in all, this is Romania's fault. I think that when you reach a certain height, anywhere in the world, certain things can happen. That's what I truly believe.
Who's your enemy?
I don't know if I have enemies. I don't think it works that way. I think you just become, and it's not only me, I'm not the only person in the world who's ever gone through this. I don't think it's about enemies. I think it's about you become a target for very ambitious people. And it can work from the legal side and the criminal side of the world. If I'm an extremely wealthy, well-known person, I'm a target for a mafia gang or a robbery gang or criminals. And you can also be a target for a prosecutor or someone else trying to make a career. So that's what happens when you become very large and you become very successful. I'm not the only person who suffered from this. I don't blame Romania for it. I have faith in the Romanian judicial system. I have faith in the judges to understand what's really happened and it all to be thrown away. I know what I've done and what I haven't done. God knows what I've done and what I haven't done. So I don't really think of it as enemies. I don't think these people are my enemies. I think you just become a large target at a certain level of influence, and that's the way the world works. It'd be very asinine and pretty childish for me to sit and think, I want to be extremely successful and I want to have all these amazing things in my life and I want to work very hard and everybody to know my name, and that's going to come with absolutely zero downside. I think that would be a pretty immature way to view the world. I think that there's balance, there's yin and yang, and there's a bunch of positives from fame and influence, and there's some negatives, and we've experienced some negatives, and all you can do is tell the truth and wait for the justice system to do its job.
It was your choice to come to Romania.
Correct.
Why?
I love Romania and I love Romanian people, and I think that the Western world now is suffering massively and is in decline. And I think it's because they've adopted newthink and woke ideologies which are destroying everything which is fundamental about the fabric of society. I think that families are destroyed. I think that the education system is teaching children things they shouldn't know. I think that society is getting more dangerous, crime rate's increasing, price of living is increasing. I think that the Western world is suffering massively, and what I loved about Romania when I came here 7 years ago is that it's quite traditionally conservative-minded. A lot of the woke insanity you'll see in America won't fly here, won't be accepted here. And I hope they stay that way. I hope Romania protects itself and protects its ideologies and stays a Christian country and makes sure that this new think, poisonous agenda is not widely adopted.
I've seen some statements made by you during time regarding Romania.
Yeah.
Have you thought back then, when deciding to come to Romania, that is maybe easier to rule here the world?
Not at all. I mean, I made some statements, but I think a lot of them were taken out of context because I made very many long television shows.
Sure.
And it's been cut down to something small.
It's normal.
It's normal, yeah. And I talked about at length how I believe America is the most corrupt country in the world. And I believe that they start all the world's wars. And I believe that they're genuinely destructive. And anybody who understands what's happening right now in Ukraine understands how involved America is, or understands what's happening in Nigeria, understands how involved America is. And if you actually understand history and you analyze the world, you'll see every single conflict anywhere on the planet where anybody has ever died, ever, America's been involved. So I was talking about this at length, and somebody said to me, but you say America's corrupt, you live in Romania. Romania's corrupt. And I said, yeah, well, maybe Romania's corrupt for small things, but we're not starting wars all around the world. But then they cut that piece and say, yeah, he said Romania's corrupt, and they try and show the judge and try and keep me in jail with it. And it's very disingenuous. And that's the thing about the whole legal process, is that when people are trying to put you in jail, they have no interest in playing fair. They're very disingenuous, and they try very hard to convince the populace and convince the world and convince a judge that you're a bad person by taking very small clips of things you've said and editing them all together and putting this big file together. But the truth is, Romanian news for a solid month, head to toe, was coverage of me and my brother saying we're bad people. It was my money gorilla on repeat over and over again. And here we are 6 or 7 months later. There are no videos of victims, no evidence of anything, no girls coming forward saying we've hurt them, zero. I have faith in the judicial system to throw this away eventually. And you say innocent until proven guilty, which is why I said that's an interesting point, because...
That's a normal point.
Well, it's normal in democracies, and I must show respect to Romania, and I want to make this point clear. I think that the Romanian judicial system actually, in many ways, does a very good job because Romania is so safe. I walk around with a $1 million watch driving a $5 million car, and I don't have to worry too much about people with AK-47s turning up and robbing me. Whereas in London, I would have genuine concerns for my safety. I wouldn't be able to wear expensive watches or drive fast cars because London is now so dangerous that you have to hide all of your wealth. But the reason for that is because the British justice system truly believes in innocent until proven guilty, so you're judged in absolute freedom. And in Romania, you're not. My brother and I spent 92 days in jail, 6 months on house arrest, all of our money taken, all of our things frozen, all of our cars gone. To say innocent until proven guilty, well, we've already been very severely punished, and we're continuing to be severely punished. Now I can't leave Bucharest, okay? So I'm still being punished. So in the Romanian system, it's not truly innocent until proven guilty because the process is a punishment, and we're going through this process being heavily punished, and at the end, by the time we're proven innocent, okay, fine. We've already done jail time, we've already been on house arrest, we've already lost all our money, we've already lost all our cars, we've already lost everything. So it's different, but, and this is the thing where you have to be an extremely logical person, I then analyze and say, okay, well, in England, they won't do that. In England, you are truly innocent until guilty, but then you have to fear the criminals on the streets. So it's almost like a balance, right? Do you want to fear the law or fear the criminals? And if I had to be honest, I actually respect Romania for keeping the streets so safe. I think it would be immature for me to live here for so many years and enjoy the safety and then complain about how the judicial system preserves the safety of society. So I guess you just have to take the rough with the smooth. I guess that's how it goes.
What about human trafficking?
Yeah, human trafficking for TikTok. And that's another thing, right? You say human trafficking, you imagine people being tied up, chained, moved across borders, forced to do sexual work.
Convinced.
Convinced.
Might be.
Yeah.
Is this the case?
No, my accusation is that, firstly, I don't understand how I can human traffic people from Bucharest. I mean, the 2 girls I'm accused of human trafficking are Romanians who've lived here their whole lives. They haven't gone anywhere. Traveled where? So that's the first thing that makes no sense at all. Secondly, they're saying I forced them...
Maybe going on the internet?
Well, I think for human trafficking, you have to transport somebody. These are people who are Romanian, born in Romania, and are still in Romania. So it doesn't even make any sense. It's certainly a reach. It's pretty desperate by the prosecution. They're trying to say that I told these girls how to make TikTok videos and I forced them to.
Did you?
Well, no, I gave advice on how to become famous on social media because I'm famous on social media.
I know.
Everybody wants advice, right? So women come to me, men come to me. I said to the judge, I can give you examples of 100 men who I told what time to post on TikTok and what time to get famous on social media. Men and women come to me. And they're saying I did this for financial gain, but there's not a single shred of financials in the file. They haven't shown $1 that I've made from this. I was simply giving advice.
How much money do you have?
Officially, DCOT have everything. I'm poor.
Are you the richest man in Romania, as it is said?
I don't know. I know that...
But you know how much money do you have? For me, it's simple. I'm just checking my accounts and see exactly how much money I have.
Well, that's the thing that's interesting, right? Because they say, there's a saying in English, if you know what you have, then you don't have much. That's what they say. Because at certain levels, at certain echelons of income and finance, you don't know what you have. Let's imagine I have property. I don't know exactly what it's valued now. I have shares in companies. I haven't checked the value. I have crypto. I don't know how much that's worth. I have cash.
Do you still have crypto?
What did he say?
They've seized.
Of course not. No.
Explain to me, please. I don't know too much about cryptos, but it's kind of difficult to seize some cryptos, right?
Well, DCOT have taken some. I'm sorry, all.
How?
Because it was on an exchange, so they took it. So DCOT has seized about 15 million euro, I think, from me. and that's their prerogative. I mean, from my understanding, the legal precedent is that when they take your money, the reason they take your money is because they've proved you've made illegal money. In my file, there's no transactions of any money. So they've taken 15 million euro, and they said I made that criminally, but they have not shown where one lei was made criminally. So I believe I should get all my things back. I don't understand how they can remain seized.
I know you are watching also the debates on the internet. A lot of persons are saying that it is bad, that you are a bad influence.
I'm sure there are, and it's very difficult to have 100% of people like you. I don't like 100% of people. So why do I expect 100% of people to like me? That's fine, but I know what I'm teaching. I'm teaching discipline, and I'm teaching these young boys to go to the gym, work hard, go to school, listen to their parents, do as they're told, follow God, reject pornography, and don't play video games all day, and reject all this insanity woke think, and to get as rich as possible, because the male imperative is to move the world with money and be financially successful. And the reason I show my wealth is because it inspires young boys. If you're 16 or 17 years old, they're inspired by me because my wealth is so obviously, it's so obvious, right? I show it.
But it's actually impossible for all of them to become you.
Well, and if I can, and you're right, but when you inspire, it's like having a fight gym, right? If I had a fight gym and I was teaching 100 students, only a few would be world champions, and the rest perhaps wouldn't, but they would still be in better shape. They'd be better physical condition to be able to fight better than if they didn't go at all. So I think I have a huge platform, and I'm very beneficial. I have huge ability to benefit the world. I'm grateful for that. And I think I can do a massively positive thing, and I think that I inspire the world. And yeah, I could have been a lot more quiet, but I have some money. I mean, I'm successful.
Some?
I have some money, yeah. I have a little bit. I'm successful, and I work hard all day, every day. I don't drink, I don't gamble, I don't take drugs. All I do is work. And I think if you're a man who is capable and diligent, and you dedicate your entire life to work, you're gonna end up with some money.
Do you respect women?
Absolutely, why wouldn't I? I think that men and women are very different. And in the Western world, we're obsessed with equality to a feverish degree. We have this obsession with equality to the point whereas if you say men and women have different skills, you're a misogynist, which is insane because men and women are different. And men are better at some things and women are better at some things. And in the Western world, that's no longer accepted. You must accept this false god of equality. Now, we can be equal with different roles, but they don't want that. They want us to pretend that I can do everything a woman can do and a woman can do everything a man can do. And that's simply not true. I can't have children, and men should go to war. And I wouldn't drop my child off at a daycare run by men. It would be weird. I'd drop her off at a daycare run by women. So we have gender roles, and the Western world is so obsessed with trying to erase these. I don't think most people in Romania understand how crazy and how woke America and the Western world has gone. And that's one of the reasons they want me to be quiet. I think the governments of these countries dislike me far more than the Romanian government. But they've gone so far as they're pretending that men are women and women are men now. If I were to put on a wig, I'm a girl, because I say I'm a girl, and I'm actually a girl, and I can compete against girls in sports. This is what's happening for real in America. Imagine I put on a wig and go and fight a woman. Like, it's insane. But they're trying to blur these lines, and they're doing it under this false god of equality, but it's nothing to do with equality. It's the fact that they're trying to poison the family unit and poison society and trying to turn us all into slaves. And when you confuse everybody, it's very easy to inject the new programming. But I absolutely respect women for what women are good at. But I'm not stupid enough to sit here and say, I respect women so women can do everything a man can do. No, if I go to war, I want to go with my men. I want to go with my brothers and my team. I would not say, oh, I want to go to war and men and women are equal, so, oh, okay, girls, let's go, because we're going to die. I don't want to die.